Hey everybody, I want to do a video on something that's pretty much never talked about anymore, never messed with. At least I don't see anything online regarding it, and that is distributor tuning. This is my 69 Coronet I picked up a couple months back. I've been messing with it. It's a 451 stroker. I put a 3000 stall in it, 8 3/4, 391 sure grip, 742 case. Anyway, I just wanted to touch on something regarding distributor tuning. A lot of people just drop a distributor in and they set the base ignition timing and leave it. They might throw a spring kit in or something to bring the curve in faster or whatever the case may be. However, I would say probably 90% of people don't pay any attention to the full centrifugal advance or how to tune it or limit it or adjust it. On a factory Chrysler distributor, small block or big block, slant 6 even for that matter, you have basically, I took apart an old electronic distributor here to show you. So here's your advance weights in here. The two springs control the rate of advance, how soon it comes in. The factory distributors have a big heavy spring and a lighter spring. Usually these bring the advance in, I would say probably in the low to mid 3,000, 3,000, 3,500 RPM range, which for even a stock street car, is a little bit lazy. So on these, what controls the amount of advance that you get in a distributor is, on a factory distributor, you have this advance plate. Now if you see the slots in there, those slots, these pins right here sit in these slots. The slots are what limits the amount of advance, how far those weights will get thrown out to increase the advance of the distributor. If you look on this one, it says 15L. The L obviously indicates a left-hand rotation, which is for any big block. The big blocks, both low and tall deck, the 350, 361, or 350, 383, 400, everything all the way up to a 440 and a 426 semi, they all rotate counterclockwise. The small blocks, both A and LA engines, including the Magnums, rotate clockwise. So that would have, if this was out of a small block distributor, it would say 15R. Now the 15 indicates the number of distributor degrees. It's a common misconception that people believe if you have 15 degrees at the distributor is 15 degrees at the crank. That's not true. So if you have 15 on your advance plate, that indicates 30 degrees total centrifugal advance at the crank, because the crank rotates at half the speed of the crank, or the cam rotates at half the speed of the crankshaft. So you basically take this number 15 and double it. So if you're running an engine at, let's just say 15 degrees base timing, you put this in here unmodified, you're going to end up with 45 degrees of just mechanical timing in the distributor. That's 15 base plus the 30 centrifugal. That's not counting the however much your vacuum advance puts into it as well. You could end up with close to 60 degrees of total timing. And of course the motor's going to detonate, it's going to ping. Depending on how the severity of it, it can, you can actually cause damage. You can break ring lands, you can, knock chunks out of the pistons, whatever the case may be. So basically what you do is, you can either get there's a company called FBO. They sell advance plates now, and what they are, they're machined plates with multiple slots in them. That I have one in this distributor. This is a distributor out of this car. It's a points distributor, it's a reman distributor, but it has, I put a Pertronix electronic ignition in it. The factory vacuum advance cans with this 6-sided hex on them are adjustable. Every single one, slant 6, small block, big block, whatever the case may be. It's adjusted in this hole here with a 5/32 Allen wrench. Counterclockwise to increase the rate of advance, clockwise to decrease the rate of advance, to hold it off longer. Your total advance is not changed by adjusting that. The point of this video, though, is to touch on, obviously, controlling your total all-in timing. So basically what you do is, like I mentioned before, these FBO plates, they control they'll limit the timing from anywhere from 0 degrees locked out all the way up to 18 degrees. And that's 18 degrees at the crank. So it would basically be this, 9 degrees at the distributor would be 18 degrees at the crank. So let's just say that you're running 15 degrees of base timing. You got a mild cam in the car, whatever. You're at 15 degrees base timing, and let's just say that you want 36 all in. So you would basically either find a plate that says 10, which would be 20 degrees, which would basically put you around 35, 36 degrees. Or you can get basically a plate like this, anything. They believe the factory ones go all the way down to 9 degrees, and I've seen them go all the way up to 16. This distributor here that's out of the car also has a 15 degree plate in it. So right now, with my 15 degrees base timing, I'm running with this 451, and 18 degrees of the FBO plate, I'm only getting 33 degrees total timing. Now with an open chamber factory head, let's just say a 906, a 452, a 902, a 346, those heads on a big block, regardless, always fall into that probably 36 to 38 degrees of total timing range. And that's regardless of, obviously within reason, but with regardless of compression ratio. Your cam timing allows a bit more initial and total timing, depending on the overlap, how much compression the cam bleeds off, etc. So what you can do is you can either get one of those FBO plates. I think they're about 40 or 50 bucks, and you can try going, let's just say try your 18 degrees. You run, let's just say 14 degrees base timing, you're only going to get 32 degrees of total timing. For 99% of the cars out there, that's not enough. You usually want to shoot for that 36 to 38 degree range for total timing. So what you can do is either get one of those plates, or something that's not done anymore, it seems, is you pull this apart. Usually on these stock distributors, this is held in. Once you get your either your plate where your points mount, or your pickup coil on an electronic distributor, you go ahead and, on an electronic distributor, there's a roll pin that holds your reluctor wheel in place. Slide that off basically with 2 screwdrivers. That comes right off. And inside here, there's a little wire snap ring that sits in this groove. Pulls right out with some needle nose pliers. That'll expose this. So once you get this out, I will go ahead and include in the description of this video a measurement chart for basically the size of this slot to the corresponding number of distributor and crank degrees that you're going to get. So right now, a 15 degree advance plate is going to have a 475 thousandths, just a hair under a half an inch slot size. For every degree of distributor advance, there's a 15 thousandths change in the size of this slot. So let's just say this is a 15 degree slot, or 15 degree plate. It's a 475 thousandths slot, okay? So if I wanted to take this down to a 14L, it would be 460 thousandths. I would basically close these holes up, weld them up, and file them down to 460 thousandths, okay? That would give 28 degrees of total timing instead of the 30 that this provides. Like I said, it goes all the way down to 9 degrees, and I believe that slot size is 390 thousandths. So basically everything up from there, 390, 405, 420, 435, it basically each jump up like that in slot size adds 1 degree of distributor timing, which equates to 2 degrees of crank timing. Okay. Now, if you have a, let's just say a 10-degree plate and you want to open it up to a 14 or a 15 for whatever reason, all you would do is you would just file these slots. Always file the outer end of the slots or modify the outer end of the slots, because what happens when you weld up or close up the inner part of the slot, that's going to change the location of your distributor when you set your initial timing, because it's going to put that rotor a little bit further ahead, you know what I mean? So you're going to have to rotate the distributor housing to compensate for that. You know, or the opposite of that, you know, like I said, say you've got a 10-degree slot, you want to open it up to a 14, you're going to open this up basically 60 thousandths, you know, which will give you your 28 degrees. So I just wanted to touch on that. It's not a very detailed video. You know, it's really simple to do. I mean, it's something, you know, and once you get your total timing adjusted to where you want it, set where you want it, then you can go back, depending on your converter, your cam, everything, and you can, you know, you can change your advanced springs here to come in earlier. I mean, a lot of people, they'll get rid of this this big heavy spring on the bottom, and they'll run a second factory light spring. And a lot of cars, you know, you can get away with doing that because that'll bring your timing in, you know, between like 2 and 2,500. You know, which is fine if it's set up for that. A car with a looser converter, like I said, this one's got a 3,000 stall in it. You know, you can get away with having that timing hit, you know, right around 2,500, 2,400, whatever. But if you've got a big, you know, if you've got a heavy car with, you know, tall gears, you know, 276 gears and a big C body with a stock torque converter, you're not going to want that timing to come in at 2,200 RPMs. You're going to want it more towards 27, 28, whatever the case may be. You know, but like I said, I just wanted to touch on that. I can go ahead, I will go ahead, and I'll include the measurement chart with the corresponding number of distributor degrees. That way, if anybody has any questions or anything like that, they can pop their distributor apart, see what they have, see how much they need to open it up to get where they want to be. So, you know, just want to touch on that. And as far as the car goes, I obviously got rid of the Chevelle a couple months back. Made about, sold it for 4 times what I had into it. And I got back into the Mopar stuff. You know, this is a 69 Coronet, it's a 451 stroker, super clean car. And, you know, it's originally T7 copper with T7 interior, factory air car, you know, but I'm going to, I got a rally dash I'm going to put in it, and, you know, I'm going to paint it the factory 69 Y2 Sunfire Yellow, do like a Super B clone. I've got a factory Coronet RT / Super B hood that I picked up for it, so I'm going to get rid of this stupid thing. Somebody molded an A12 hood to it, or a hood scoop rather. But yeah, super clean car. I rebuilt the trans in it right after I got it. I put the 8 3/4 in it, 391 sure grip, and it's a super clean car. You know, like I said, I'm gonna play with it for a while, and then maybe beginning of the year I'll pull it all apart, knock the bodywork out, shoot it, and you know, really that'll be pretty much all I want to do to it, other than little stuff. But yeah, I was into Mopars for 25 years, and I tried the Chevy thing out, and you know, it just wasn't really my thing. You know, even the LS swap Chevelle, it just didn't do it for me. So you know, I picked this up, and you know, got a really good deal on it, and yeah, I'll do a complete in-depth walk-around video and detail the car and everything and stuff like that, so everybody can see what it's all about and what's inside of it and stuff. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on again that the distributor stuff. So if you have any questions or anything, you know, definitely leave a comment. You can email me directly, you know, and I'll guide you as much as I can, you know, to get you set up to where you need to be. All right, catch you guys later.